Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to the 1991 World Series. The American League champion Minnesota Twins hosting the National League champion Atlanta Braves in game number 1 here at the Metrodome in the best 4 out of 7 series. The Twins, who won the American League's Western Division with a record of 95-67 during the regular season. They beat out the White Sox by 8 games, and the Braves going right down to the wire to beat the Dodgers in the National League West, winning 94 and losing 68. Then the Braves beating the Pirates 4-3 in the National League Championship Series, while the Twins took 4 out of 5 from the Blue Jays to win the American League pennant. So for the first time in baseball history, and this is the 88th World Series, we have 2 teams in the World Series who have gone from last place to first place. Atlanta finishing last in its division last season, and the Twins, of course, ended up last in the Western Division of the American League last year, winning only 74 games and improving their record by 21 wins this year. The Atlanta Braves, managed by Bobby Cox, no stranger to the American League. He had managed the Toronto Blue Jays, and they were in the championship series in 1985 and lost in a 7-game series to the Kansas City Royals. This is the Twins' 3rd World Series appearance, having appeared in 1965 when they lost to the Dodgers 4-3, and of course in 1987 when they won the World's Championship by beating the Cardinals in a 7-game series. In game number 1 tonight, it'll be 2 veterans, 35-year-old Charlie Leibrandt, who won 15 and lost 13, and of course we saw a lot of him for several years in the American League with the Kansas City Royals. He has a lifetime record of 7-6 against the Twins when he pitched for Kansas City. And Jack Morris, who is 5-1 in postseason play. Jack won 18 and lost 12 this year, and won 2 games in the championship series against the Toronto Blue Jays. Charlie Leibrandt, who was 15-13 for the Braves during the regular season, and had no decision against the Pittsburgh Pirates in game number 4. Although he pitched well, he gave up only 1 earned run while he was in there in that game against Pittsburgh. So it'll be Charlie Leibrandt, who was 15-13, and Jack Morris, who was 18-12. The pitching matchups here for tonight's game number 1 at the Metrodome, and we'll be back with the lineups and the batting orders for you in 2 minutes. Well, as you might imagine, Bob Casey, the Twins public address announcer, now introducing the Minnesota Twins. First of all, coming out as a group, those who will not be in the starting lineup tonight. Tom Kelly, who will be managing his 2nd World Series team, of course, is at the helm, and he's being introduced right now. As a rookie manager, he managed only 25 games. After replacing Ray Miller in 1986, the Twins won 13 and lost 12 under TK that year. And then won the Western Division, winning only 85 games in 1987, but then disposing of the Tigers 4-1 in the championship series and beating the Cardinals 4-3. Dan Gladden has been introduced. Chuck Knobloch. This will be the same batting order that Tom Kelly used during the season against left-handed pitching, and you'll see all the regulars in there. And probably the only change, as Kirby Puckett's announced, will be at third base, where Scott Leyes will probably see a lot of action in this series, since the Braves have 3 of their 4 starters throwing from the port side. Along with the starter tonight, Charlie Leibrandt, they have Tommy Glavine and Steve Avery. Johnny Smoltz, the only right-handed starter, scheduled to start a game in the World Series for the Braves. Chili Davis introduced, and now Brian Harper. They've already announced tomorrow will be Tom Glavine, a 20-game winner for the Braves, going tomorrow night. He won 20 and lost 11, and Kevin Tapani, with a record of 16-9, will pitch tomorrow night's game for the Twins. Shane Mack getting a nice ovation. Everybody here, I believe, has come equipped with the Homer hanky, as they weighing in wildly as Kent Hrbek is introduced. And Scott Leyes, the rookie, who has done an outstanding job, and of course had never played third base until about the last 2 weeks of spring training when the Twins decided they might need a right-handed bat in there at third base. Scotty had been a shortstop, but he moved over there and had done an excellent job starting against left-handed pitching and Greg Gagne, who had a whale of a year with the glove at shortstop, saving countless runs for the Twins with his defensive play. And Jack Morris is warming up in the left field bullpen, getting a wild ovation, as you can hear now from the fans. So now with the starting lineups and the batting orders for game number 1 of the 1991 World Series, here's John.
Leading off for the Atlanta Braves, the designated hitter Lonnie Smith. Batting second and playing at second base, Jeff Treadway. Batting third will be the third baseman, Terry Pendleton. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Dave Justice. Batting in the number 5 spot will be the center fielder, Ron Gant. Batting in the 6th position and playing at first base, Sid Bream. Batting 7th will be the left fielder, Brian Hunter. Batting 8th will be the catcher from Edina, Minnesota, Greg Olson. Batting in the number 9 spot will be the shortstop, Rafael Belliard. So for Bobby Cox and the Atlanta Braves, his batting order for game 1 of this 1991 World Series: Smith, Treadway, and Pendleton; Justice, Gant, and Bream; Hunter, Olson, and Belliard. For the Minnesota Twins, leading off and playing in left field, Dan Gladden. Batting second at second base, Chuck Knobloch. Batting third in center field, Kirby Puckett. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Chili Davis. Batting fifth and playing catcher will be Brian Harper. Batting sixth will be the right fielder, Shane Mack. Batting seventh will be the first baseman, Kent Hrbek. Batting 8th will be the third baseman, Scott Leyes. And batting 9th will be the shortstop, Greg Gagne. Tom Kelly's batting order against Atlanta Braves starter left-hander Charlie Leibrandt. Gladden, Knobloch, and Puckett. Davis, Harper, and Mack. Hrbek, Leyes, and Gagne. Game 2 scheduled for tomorrow night, and the Twins will send right-hander Kevin Tapani against the Braves left-hander Tom Glavine. The umpiring assignments for tonight's first game, and we'll have 6 umpires to work the World Series, 3 from the American League and 3 from the National League. Don Denkinger from the American League will be working balls and strikes. Harry Wendelstad will be the first base umpire. Drew Coble from the American League at second base. From the National League, Terry Tata at third base. From the American League, along the left field line will be Rick Reed. And from the National League, along the right field line will be Ed Montague. The umpires for tonight's game 1 of this 1991 World Series. Morris continuing to take his warm-up tosses. There's the traditional peg down to second baseman Chuck Knobloch. And this one is just about ready to get underway in long anticipation for the Minnesota Twins. They haven't played since last Sunday when they beat the Toronto Blue Jays 8-5 at Skydome to clinch the American League pennant. And of course, the Atlanta Braves have hardly had time to turn around after winning the National League Championship Series 4-3 over Pittsburgh on Thursday night when they won 4-0. Here we go. Jack Morris ready to face Lonnie Smith. And to tell you about it, the voice of the Twins, Herb Carneal.
Well, thank you, John. Yes, it's been a long time since last Sunday when the Twins eliminated Toronto, and Jack Morris' first pitch is a half swing. It's a strike. Here's the windup by Morris. A pitch to Lonnie Smith, low and outside, a ball 1-1. Lonnie Smith, who hit .275 during the regular season, 7 homers, 44 RBIs. Number 27, right-handed batter, swings and he misses at a fastball, strike 2. Lonnie Smith, who was a teammate of pitcher Charlie Leibrandt when they were both at Kansas City for a few years. Lonnie Smith playing for his 4th different team in a World Series, the first player ever to do that. Swings. Lines the ball into left center field. Gladden is there, makes the catch. Boy, Smith hit a line drive towards left center. Nice catch by Gladden, and there's one away. Lonnie Smith, who had been with the Phillies in the World Series in 1980, the Cardinals in 82, and the Royals in 85. Lonnie Smith, the first man to play in the World Series with 4 different teams, is just lined to Gladden. And there is Jeff Treadway, number 15, the left-handed batting second baseman. Hit .320 during the season with 3 home runs. Takes the first pitch low and outside, ball 1. Treadway and Mark Lemke split up the second base job. Treadway has a little better bat, but they rate Lemke a little better fielder. And there's a foul backing out of play, 1-1 to Treadway. Jack Morris, who won 2 games against the Toronto Blue Jays in the ALCS. He beat them 5-4 here in game number 1 and won 9-3 over the Blue Jays in game number 4. 1-1. The left-handed batting Jeff Treadway with 1 out here in the top of the first inning, and Jack Morris looking for the sign from Brian Harper. Swings into the windup and delivers. Inside and low, and it's 2-1. Jack, who had 35 starts during the regular season, 10 complete games and 2 shutouts. Pitched 246 and 2/3 innings. 2 2/3 innings more than Kevin Tapani. There's a swing and a foul by Treadway. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the 2 games that he pitched against the Blue Jays, Morris gave up 6 runs and 17 hits in 13 1/3 innings. Walked only 1 and struck out 7. 1 out, nobody on. 2 ball, 2 strike count, and the pitch to Treadway. Swing and a bouncer down the first baseline, a foul ball. Count rides along at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Twins in the field with Brian Harper behind the plate, Scott Leyes at third base, Greg Gagne at short, Chuck Knobloch at second, Kent Hrbek at first, Dan Gladden, Kirby Puckett, and Shane Mack in the outfield. Tonight's game underway at 37 minutes past the hour. 49 outside, 68 inside the dome, and here's the 2-2 pitch to Treadway. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fork ball in the dirt. Harper picks the ball up, throws to first for the putout. Treadway going for 1 in the dirt. And a 2-3 putout results a strikeout for Jack Morris. It'll bring up the National League batting champion for 1991, Terry Pendleton, who hit .319 to win the batting title in the National League. He also hit 22 homers, drove in 86 runs. And you remember that Terry Pendleton was with the Cardinals in 1987, but he was hampered with an ankle injury and could only bat from the left side. It's a ground ball here to Greg Gagne, scoops it up, throws it to first base. That's all for Atlanta. Short to first to retire Pendleton, a 1-2-3 inning. First half inning, the Braves nothing, the Twins nothing.
Left-hander Charlie Leibrandt taking his warm-up tosses to catcher Greg Olson. Dan Gladden to lead off against Charlie Leibrandt in the bottom half of the first inning. Jack Morris very sharp, 3 up, 3 down. A strikeout, a line out, and a ground out. And here is Gladden stepping in against Charlie Leibrandt.
Charlie Leibrandt, number 32, won 15 and lost 13, had a good ERA, 3.49, almost the same as Jack Morris. 7-6 against the Twins when he pitched for the Royals. Dan Gladden, a 247 hitter during the regular season. Leibrandt's first pitch is a fastball, bit high, ball 1. Remember that in the postseason play in 1987, Gladden really rose to the occasion. He hit .350 in the championship series against the Tigers, and then .290 in the World Series, including a grand slam home run against the Cardinals. And Leibrandt into the windup delivers. It is a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Charlie Leibrandt, 36 starts during the season, just one complete game. That was a shutout. He pitched 230 innings. Delivers a strike. He turns that pitch over. Sort of a cross between a screwball and a sinker. Not a lot of velocity on it, and it just kind of tails down and away from a right-handed batter. Leibrandt gave up 18 homers in 230 innings. Not a lot. Delivers a fastball, and it's foul. He jammed Gladden with that inside fastball. And I think a pitcher like Leibrandt, you often get the hitter looking for the pitch outside, and occasionally he will try to come inside with a fastball to a right-handed batter. Dan hit .261 against the Blue Jays in the ALCS. Chuck Knobloch on deck and Kirby Puckett to follow. No score. Last of the first inning. Leibrandt's pitch. Swing and a hot off first base. Sid Bream, the first baseman, foul territory, makes the catch. One away as Gladden fouls out to the first baseman. That'll bring up Chuck Knobloch. Outstanding rookie year for Chuck. .281 average with a homer, 50 RBIs. Very steady play at second. And an outstanding ALCS against the Blue Jays. He was 7 for 20, a .350 average in the ALCS. Greg Olson doing the catching, the Edina, Minnesota young man who went to the University of Minnesota. Olson behind the plate. Pendleton at third. Rafael Belliard at short. Treadway at second. Bream at first. And the pitch by Leibrandt is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Brian Hunter in left field. Ron Gant in center. Dave Justice, the right fielder. Wayne Terwilliger, as usual, coaching at first. Ron Gardenhire at third. And Leibrandt steps off the rubber. Against the Pirates in the NLCS, he pitched 6 2/3 innings in Game 4. Gave up just 1 earned run. No decision. And he throws a slider just inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kirby Puckett waiting on deck. Now the windup by the left-hander Leibrandt. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Ball 2 and strike 1. The Twins, who led the major leagues in team batting, .280 average, best in the major leagues, hit 140 homers. The Braves hit 1 more home run than the Twins, but hit only .258 as a team. And the pitch swung on, a line drive to center, a hit for Knobloch. Chuck Knobloch in his first World Series at bat, a line single to center field. As he got a fastball down and away, a sinking type fastball from Leibrandt. Now Kirby Puckett. So the first base runner of the game, Knobloch at first base. Had 25 stolen bases during the regular season. And Kirby Puckett, who hit .319, 15 homers, 89 runs batted in. Leibrandt to the set. The left-hander delivers a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. They play Kirby slightly towards right. Bream holding with Knobloch at first base. Both the shortstop Belliard and the second baseman Treadway shading towards second base. And Leibrandt goes to the set, looks to first, and delivers. Swing and a miss. That ball gets away from Olson for a moment, and Knobloch took 2 or 3 steps towards second, but goes back. And the count strike 2 now to Kirby Puckett. You don't think of Charlie Leibrandt as a big strikeout pitcher, but in a game earlier this season against the Montreal Expos, in late August, he had 13 strikeouts in that game. He walked only 56, struck out 128 during the season. Better than a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. He's usually around the plate, likes to work the corners all the time, and throws to first base. Knobloch gets back. Chuck had 2 stolen bases in the series against the Blue Jays. It was 2 out of 3. Braves nothing, the Twins nothing. Last half of the first inning with Knobloch aboard, 1 out, and a 2-strike count to Kirby Puckett. Charlie Leibrandt checks his runner, takes a long look and delivers to Kirby. Swung on, a foul, back and out of play. Count rides along at 2 strikes as Chili Davis waits on deck. Charlie Leibrandt with the Braves. You may have forgotten that he started his career in the National League with Cincinnati in 1979. And in 1983, the Royals made a real good trade. They gave up a pitcher named Bob Tufts, who never made it, for Leibrandt, and Charlie went on to have some real good years. His rookie year, he was 11-7. The next year, 17-9. Went on to post 3 more winning years for Kansas City. There goes Knobloch, and Kirby swings and fouls it at the plate. Well, I guess he missed it all completely. He's out. It'll be a stolen base for Knobloch. That was that Leibrandt changeup in the dirt. Kirby swung at it. For a moment, I thought he fouled it. But Leibrandt strikes out Kirby for the second out. And it brings up Chili Davis. Credit Knobloch with a stolen base. Although no throw was ever made, the ball just smothered in the dirt by the catcher, Greg Olson. And Chili Davis, who led the Twins in home runs, 29, drove in 93 runs to lead the team there. Had an average of 277. From the right side, he hit 270. 0-0. Last half of the first inning with Knobloch on second now. Here is Leibrandt out of the set, and the pitch missed inside, ball 1. Charlie Leibrandt, who in his big league career has won 116 games, lost 102. He's had 16 shutouts in his career. And he delivers. Swing a little ground ball to the mound. Leibrandt fields it, flips it over to Bream, and the Twins are out. 1-3 to get Chili. No runs, 1 hit and 1 left. 1 inning. The Braves nothing, the Twins nothing.
No score after 1, and both pitchers sharp in the first inning, although Knobloch did touch Leibrandt for a base hit, a single to center field. No score after 1, the Twins and the Braves in Game 1 of this 1991 World Series. And here comes Atlanta with Dave Justice to face Morris in the top of the second.
And the first pitch, low and inside. Number 23, left-handed batting Dave Justice. An excellent year, considering the fact that he missed over 50 games with a strained back, but in 109 games he still hit 21 homers, drove in 87 runs. 1 ball and no strikes. Morris delivers. Fork ball is low. 2-0 the count. Ron Gant on deck and Sid Bream to follow. Jimmy Williams coaching at third, Pat Corrales at first. 2 former managers. Jimmy Williams, of course, managed at Toronto. And there's a swing at a high fastball. Justice missed it. That's 2-1. Pat Corrales, who had managed the Phillies, the Rangers, and the Indians. Ball 2 and strike 1 to Dave Justice. Here's the windup by Jack Morris. The pitch swung on, a high fly ball to left field. Deep back goes Dan Gladden to the track. He turns and makes the catch at the wall. A long fly ball out by Dave Justice to left center field. He gave it a ride. Fortunately, he did not hit it to straightaway left field. Over towards left center, and Gladden just about a step in front of the wall when he made the catch. Quite a poke for the left-handed batting Dave Justice there. Just a long out. And it'll bring up number 5, Ron Gant, the center fielder. Only hit .251 during the year, but he had 32 home runs. Led the team in RBIs with 105. Also had 34 stolen bases. Time call by plate umpire Don Denkinger. Here's the windup by Morris. On a swing and a miss, a breaking ball low and outside. One strike. Gagne, who proved that he can really be a running threat too. He had 7 stolen bases against the Pirates in the NLCS. It started out as a third baseman for the Braves. Hits a high foul here out of play to the right, and the count is strike 2. Two years ago, they sent him to the minor leagues to learn to play the outfield, and he's adapted very well. He hit 32 home runs for the Braves last year, and 32 again this year. There's the windup by Morris. The pitch swung on and fouled away. And the count remains 2 strikes. Ron Gant swings at an inside pitch, pulls it foul on the ground on the third base line. The count remains 2 strikes. Left-handed batting first baseman Sid Bream on deck. Ron Gant, very compactly proportioned. He's 5'11", about 170 pounds, but a quick bat. And the pitch. Swings it, pulls it foul again down third base way, and it's still 2 strikes. Gant, who was born in Smyrna, Georgia, a suburb of Atlanta, although he now makes his home in Victoria, Texas. The Braves picked him on the second round of the 1983 draft. And he's always had some pop in his bat. Kind of spreads out at the plate, not much forward stride in the ball. Morris with a 2-strike count into the windup, and the pitch. Swing and a line drive down the left field line. It's hooking, and it is a foul ball. It was a high breaking ball by Morris, and again, Gant pulls it foul. Strike 2 with 1 out and nobody on. No score. Top of the second. Game number 1 of the 1991 World Series. Tomorrow night's first pitch slated for 7:40 Central Daylight Time with left-hander Tommy Glavine against Kevin Tapani. And the windup by Jack Morris. Here's the pitch. Swing and a pop foul back out of play. He dropped down and sidearmed Gant with that pitch, and he still fouled it back. So the count remains 2 strikes. There's the windup. Morris's pitch. Swung on, a little looper hit on one hop out to Knobloch. Goes by his glove, though, into right field. And Gant is on. They're going to credit Gant with a hit. That was a little reminiscent of the battle that Joe Carter had in one at bat against Jack Morris in that ALCS. And Carter finally got a hit to right field. And Gant does the same thing here. I thought Knobloch was going to be able to field that ball. I think he got a little bit fooled by the hop on it. The first base runner for Atlanta. 8 pitches worth. And here's Sid Bream, number 12, the first baseman. Knee surgery early this year. Hit .253, 11 home runs. And he takes a pitch outside the ball. 1 ball to no strikes. Sid Bream, former Dodger, former Pirate. Came up with the Dodgers in '83, traded to Pittsburgh in '85. Signed as a free agent by the Braves last December. Jack Morris delivers, and a swing and a foul at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sid Bream, average power. He can turn on the inside pitch. He has good power in the gaps, right center and left center, and especially left center for a left-handed batter. He's a big one, 6'4", 220. 31 years old. Here's the set by Morris. He steps off. Bream had knee surgery early this year, we mentioned, and he came back on August 29th There's the set now. The right-handed Jack Morris delivers. A swing and a fly ball into left center. Gladden moving over. Gladden calling in medium deep left center, makes the catch, and they're 2 away. Bream on a fly to Dan Gladden, 2 down. It'll bring up rookie Brian Hunter, number 14, playing in left field. Only the second time he's played there this year. Hit .251 during the season with 12 homers. Drove in 50 runs. Right-handed batter, and generally he has been playing first base against left-handed pitching, replacing Bream at first base. Brian Hunter, a 6-footer, 195. Here's the set by Morris, throw to first base. Gant dives back. We mentioned Gant had 7 steals against the Pirates in the NLCS. Brian Hunter, who had a home run in that 7th game off John Smiley. Here's the set by Morris. And the pitch. Breaking ball strike. 0-1. Brian Hunter, 23 years old, native Californian. Attended Cerritos Community College and signed in 1987 on the 8th round, picked by the Braves in 87. Jack Morris delivers. There goes Gant. A swing, a little bouncing ball to Morris. He underhands it over to Hrbek for the out. They sent Gant, but Hunter bounces to Morris to retire the side. A 1-3 putout. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Inning and a half. Atlanta nothing. The Twins nothing. Here's Brian Harper to lead it off, and the first pitch a strike. 0-1. Shane Mack and Kent Hrbek to follow. The Twins had a 1-out single by Chuck Knobloch in the first. He stole second as Puckett struck out, but then Davis tapped back to the mound. And Lee Brandt's pitch to Harper. Swing and a foul. That's that screwball type pitch, breaking away from a right-hander. And Harp kind of lunged at it and fouled it off. 2 strikes to count. No score. Last half of inning number 2. As Charlie Lee Brandt looks to Olson for the sign. 0-2 to Brian Harper, playing him just a shade to the left in the outfield. And the left-hander's delivery is a ball just outside. 1-2. "35-year-old Charlie Lee Brandt, native of Chicago. Traded by the Royals in December of '89 to Atlanta. There's Harper swinging at an inside pitch, hitting a high foul out of play down the left field line. So the count rides along at 1-2. The Royals gave up pitcher Rick Lucan along with Lee Brandt in exchange for Gerald Perry and Jim LeMasters. As Lee Brandt looks to Olson. As the sign, here's the windup and the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a line drive down the right field line. Going to be extra bases. Harper rounds first on his way to second. Justice tracks down the ball. Stand-up double for Brian Harper. Good hitting by Brian Harper. He was behind on the count, 1-2. Lee Brandt threw that pitch off the outside part of the plate, but I think he got it up higher than he wanted to. And Harper hit it pretty solidly down the right field line for the double. And here's Shane Mack. Shane, .310 during the season with 18 home runs. Drove in 74 runs. Now the set by Lee Brandt and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 strike. Charlie Leibrandt always changing speeds, trying to keep that hitter's timing off. Outfield slightly left on Shane Mack. Belliard, the shortstop, playing very deep. And the pitch by Leibrandt is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Leibrandt basically with a sinking type fastball, a slider, and the changeup. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the set by the left-hander. The pitch to Shane Mack. Swung on, lined hard to short. Belliard grabs it, throws it to second. Harper's doubled up. Oh, man. Shane Mack hit a rocket to the shortstop Belliard, but Ryan Harper made a mistake. He started to run to third base. Belliard leaped, got the ball in an easy double play. 6-4 to double up Brian Harper, and there were 2 out. Nobody on, and Kent Hrbek coming up. Hrbek hit .284 during the season, 20 homers, 89 RBIs. And he takes the first pitch inside and high, ball 1. So the Twins now have 2 out, nobody on, no score in the second. As Leibrandt swings into his windup and delivers. His slider, check swing, roller to the right side to Treadway. He throws it to Bream, and the Twins are out. Check swing and a 4-3 put out. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left in the second inning for the Twins. So we have no score after 2, and this is the World Series.
Solidly into center field for a base hit. So Greg Olson, who had a big hit for the Atlanta Braves in Game 6 of the National League Championship Series, he had the game winner when he drove in a run with a double down the left field line. Starts off the Atlanta third inning with a solid knock into center field. Hit number 2 for the Braves. They've now out-hit the Twins. No, the hits are even at 2 apiece, and here is Rafael Belliard, the shortstop. Right-handed hitter, Belliard, during the regular season at .249, showing bunt, and the pitch is low for ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count to Belliard. No score. The Twins and the Braves scoreless in inning number 3. Twins have had 2 base runners as far as second base. Knobloch in the first inning, Harper in the second inning. Here's Belliard showing bunt again, pushes it on the right side. Picked up by Morris, and he runs to the baseline and tags out Belliard. Sacrifice, and it's 1 unassisted. So Belliard does his job and moves the runner ahead as Olson gets to second base. That's the farthest advance for an Atlanta runner so far. And with a runner at second and 1 down, the batter is going to be Lonnie Smith, who lined out to Dan Gladden in his first at bat. He had a solid shot to left, and Gladden caught it. 1 away, 1 on, and no score as Lonnie Smith steps in. This is the 4th time that he's played with a different club in the World Series. Set a record tonight. And he fouls the first pitch away. 1 strike to count. Here's a swing and a ground ball hit, and dived nicely and picked up by Leas. He throws across to first to retire Lonnie Smith. And on to third goes Olson. Good play by Leas. He moved quickly to his left, fielded the ball, came up off of 1 knee and threw on to first. Had Leas not been able to get the ball, I do believe Gagne would have been able to field it, but I don't think he would have been able to throw Smith out at first. So Leas takes a hit away from Lonnie Smith. And the batter now is Jeff Treadway, the left-handed hitting second baseman. And the pitch. Swinging a foul out of play, and strike one to count. 2 away now, no score. Twins and Braves in game 1 of the 1991 World Series. Olson is at third, and there's 1 strike to the batter, Jeff Treadway. Lonnie Smith has hit the ball well twice against Jack Morris, but he's 0 for 2. Here's a pitch. Inside with a fastball, and 1 ball and 1 strike. Treadway, a left-handed hitter, hitting .320 over the season. He had 3 home runs, 32 RBI. He's not a threat to hit the home run. Here's the line and the pitch. Check swing and a ground ball foul down the first baseline. That was sharply hit by Treadway on a check swing. Hrbek fielded the ball and flipped to Morris covering at first, but it's just a foul strike, and it'll be 1-2 the count now to Treadway. First base umpire Harry Wendelstadt from the National League made the call. Ted Turner, the owner of the Atlanta Braves, in attendance tonight with his fiancée, Jane Fonda, the former actress. They're sitting down in the first row just above the Atlanta dugout. Actor Gregory Peck also in attendance tonight. The Commissioner of Baseball, Fay Vincent, and the respective presidents, Dr. Bobby Brown and Bill White, also in attendance. Inside with a fastball, and 2-2 the count. Dr. Brown is sitting to our left, just beyond the Twins dugout. He represents the American League, of course, and Bill White, the National League president, former St. Louis Cardinal, former Yankee broadcaster, off to our right beyond the Braves dugout. Swing and a foul and a fastball, and it'll be a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Morris really reaching back for something extra on that pitch. He let that one fly. I'd be interested to know what the velocity was on that fastball. That's one of the better ones that he's thrown tonight. No score. The Braves batting in the top half of the third. They have Olson at third base. Treadway, the left-handed hitter, at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's Morris's delivery. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Harper tried to tag Treadway as he came away from the plate. Missed him. So Harper goes down to first to Hrbek with a toss. Treadway is out, and the Braves are down in the third inning. Scott Leas, the number 8 hitter in the Twins order, the leadoff batter. As the Twins bat here in the bottom half of the third, no score. The first pitch to Scott, a strike. The second is inside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 to count to Leas. Scotty during the regular season at .286 with 5 homers and 20 RBI. 0 for 4 in the American League Championship Series. He played in 3 games. And the pitch. Strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rookie Scott Leas, he's going to get a lot of playing time in the World Series. Tom Kelly stating that he'll stay with exactly what he did during the regular season, and Leas will play against the left-handers. Check swing and a ball low, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count to Scott Leas. He'll be followed by Greg Gagne, and then the top of the order and Dan Gladden. Twins no runs on 2 hits, and the Braves no runs on 2 hits. Game 1 of the 1991 World Series. And we're in the bottom half of the third inning. Here's Lee Brandt with a pitch. Leas swings and fouls down the third baseline and out of play. And it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes still. Mostly Lee Brandt likes to work the outside portion of the plate against right-handed hitters. That he's not afraid, and will from time to time come inside with a fastball. He does not have a high velocity fastball. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Outside a ball. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Scott Leyes. He has a changeup and a slider. Does not have a curveball. Changeup, a very effective pitch for him, and as Herb stated earlier, he kind of likes to pitch that changeup like a screwball. Breaking away from the right-handed hitters. Line drive, foul down the left field line and out of play. Rick Reed, the left field umpire. Foul line umpire down the left field line, made the call there, and it is still a 3-ball, 2-strike count to Scott Leyes. Twins nothing on 2 hits and the Braves nothing on 2 hits. There are no errors. Here's Lebrant now with a 3-2 payoff pitch. Ground ball to first baseman Sid Bream. He calls off Lebrant, makes the play himself. And in the race to the base, he beats Leyes there, and there's 1 down.
Number 7, the shortstop, Greg Gagne.
1 up and 1 away. Charlie Lebrant giving up a first inning single to Chuck Knobloch. He stole second but was stranded there when Chili Davis bounced out. Pitcher to first. In the second inning, Brian Harper had a leadoff 2-base hit into the right field corner, but Shane Mack lined into a double play with Harper being caught off second base. Here's Greg Gagne, and the first pitch to him. A strike on the outside corner, no balls and 1 strike. Lebrant is doing a good job of getting ahead of the Twins hitters. So far, neither club has been able to mount a rally against their rival pitchers. And the pitch outside, and 1 ball and 1 strike. Gagne hit .265 during the regular season, had 8 home runs and 42 RBI. Here's Lebrant's 1-1 delivery. There's that changeup. Swing and a miss, and 1-2 the count. In the American League Championship Series against Toronto, Gagne was 4 for 17. He did not have an extra base hit, and he had an RBI. He had .261. Here's the 1-2 delivery now. Charlie Lebrant, the lean left-hander, ready, and here's the delivery. Foul back, and still 1 ball and 2 strikes to Greg Gagne. Here's the 1-2 delivery to Gagne. Fastball swung on and missed, strike 3. Lebrant will do that every once in a while. That was a high fastball. He'll kind of lull you to sleep with that off-speed stuff. And also what is generally considered to be an average fastball. And a slider, and then once in a while he'll try to sneak up on you with a fastball, as he did there, and he struck out Greg Gagne. 2 down in the Twins' third, and here's Dan Gladden batting for the second time. He popped to the first baseman Bream in his first at bat, and the pitch just missed outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Strikeout for Lebrant when he fanned Greg Gagne his second. He struck out Kirby Puckett back in the first inning. Here's the pitch to Gladden, and it's low, and it's 2-0 to count. Well, this huge crowd here tonight, partisan Twins crowd, they've been cheering wildly for the Twins, but they haven't had a whole lot to cheer about as yet. Here's the 2-0 delivery. It's up high, 3-0, and Lebrant, first time he's been 3-0 to a batter tonight. As a matter of fact, when he was 3-2 to Scott Leyes, that was his first 3-ball count to a Twins hitter. Here's the 3-0 delivery to Gladden. He takes ball 4 outside. Charlie Lebrant walks Dan Gladden on 4 pitches. A 2-out pass, and Gladden has reached. Here's Chuck Knobloch, who singled into center field. Knobloch hit .350 in the American League Championship Series. He was 7 for 20. And he was certainly a candidate for most valuable player in the ALCS, but in the end run, he was nosed out by Kirby Puckett, who's in the on-deck circle. Kirby had some big hits in games 4 and 5, and he won the award. Here's the pitch. It's a strike, and it's no balls and one strike to Chuck Knobloch. And Dan Gladden certainly a threat to steal. He's at first base with two away. Lebrand, a left-hander. He has an average move to first. Nothing extraordinary. And the delivery, it's a pitch out, but Gladden holds, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. No score with the Twins and the Braves in Game 1. Game 2 tomorrow night here at the Metrodome. Off day on Monday, and then the Twins travel to Atlanta, and the Braves and Twins will renew the series at Fulton County Stadium. On Tuesday night for Game 3. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Lebrand to first, and Gladden gets back. Well, Knobloch's base hit in the first inning, a solid single to center field, the first hit of the 1991 World Series. Probably another feather in the cap of Chuck Knobloch, who has had a banner 1991 rookie season. Here's the throw to first. Back in time is base runner Gladden, and it's still 1 ball and 1 strike to Chuck. Tim Kirkjian, who writes for Sports Illustrated, he nominated Knobloch as his American League Rookie of the Year candidate, as did Peter Gammons of ESPN and Baseball America, two of the more respected baseball writers. And of course the vote will be out sometime after the World Series, but Chuck should get it. 1-1, and there goes Gladden, swing and a miss. Olson to second, safe. Gladden. Well, there is stolen base number 2 for the Twins, and number 1 for Dan Gladden. And a runner in scoring position with 2 down. The throw to second with Belliard covering was not in time.
Gladden getting just enough of a jump there that he could beat Olson's throw. Olson's throw was a good one, but just not enough time to get it down there to get Gladden.
So it's a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes to Chuck Knobloch. And the Twins, for the 3rd time in the game, have a runner in scoring position. Gladden at second base in the pitch. Knobloch swings and a base hit to right. Gladden waved home. Here's the throw from Justice. Won't be in time. They've got Gladden trapped, or Knobloch trapped now, and Belliard, the shortstop, tags him out. Chuck Knobloch is out on the rundown, but the Twins lead 1-0 on a single by Chuck Knobloch to right field that scores Dan Gladden. Well, the Twins take the lead 1-0, and a Chuck Knobloch single to right, scoring Dan Gladden. Here's Jack Morris now facing Terry Pendleton, the leadoff batter for the Braves in the top half of the 4th inning. And the first pitch is low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Pendleton, the leadoff batter, batting left-handed against the right-hander. A swing and a miss, and a ball and a strike. So Chuck Knobloch not only has the first hit for the Twins and the first hit of the 1991 World Series, but he also has the first RBI. His ground ball single past second baseman Treadway and into right. Justice's throw was cut off by Sid Bream, and Knobloch was caught on a rundown between first and second and tagged out by shortstop Belliard. Low for a ball, and 2-1 in the count. Pendleton in his first at bat bounced out short to first. He's 0 for 1. The outfield plays the left-handed hitter straight away. The infield is shaded to the right for the left-handed swinger. Swinging a ground ball off of Morris at the pitcher's mound. He picks it up and throws him out. Good play by Jack Morris. A shot hit right back at him. He blocked the ball with his body. Came off the mound in front of the pitcher's mound, picked up the ball and threw out Pendleton. Well, a good play by pitcher Jack Morris, retiring Terry Pendleton. Now Dave Justice. Big, tall, lean left-handed hitter. facing Jack Morris with one away, nobody on. Twins lead 1-0, and Morris starts off Justice with a fastball that's wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Morris, a right-hander, 36 years of age, born in St. Paul. His family is here tonight. Pitches down low, and it is 2-0 to count. This is the 3rd World Series start for Jack Morris. He started games 1 and 4 in the 1984 World Series against San Diego. Won both games. One by a score of 3-2, the other by a score of 4-2. Tigers beat the Padres in 5 games that year. Pitches a strike, and it'll be 2-1 to count to Dave Justice. 1-0, Minnesota leading. Chuck Knobloch with a base hit to right. In the bottom of the 3rd, scoring Dan Gladden. After Gladden had walked with 2 outs and had stolen second. Change up, a strike, and 2-2 to count. In the top of the 4th, Atlanta batting and trailing by a run. We have only 5 hits so far. The Twins have 3. Knobloch has 2 singles and Harper a double. And the pitch. Down low and in the dirt, blocked by Harper. And a count of 3-2 now to Dave Justice. He was the National League Rookie of the Year last year. He's got a lot of pop in his bat. Jack Morris ready and into the line, and here's the payoff pitch. Inside and low, ball 4. So the walk by Jack Morris, the first that he has given up tonight. And a 1-out base runner for Atlanta. Dave Justice at first. And the batter will be Ron Gant. Certainly Gant can hit the home run. 32 of them. He's only the 4th player in the history of the game to have 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases in back-to-back seasons. He's got plenty of speed and plenty of power in the pitch. Here's a high drive to left center field. Chased by Puckett and by Gladden, and Kirby is there and makes the catch. On the warning track, he gathers it in. Gant is out on a pitch. Oh, the Twins got a break there, as did Jack Morris. As Ron Gant hit the ball right off the end of the bat and still powered it to the warning track in left center field, where Kirby hauled it in for out number 2. Justice halfway back to first. So there are 2 down, and here's Sid Bream. Both Gladden and Puckett were there, and Gladden, who should back off, did, as Puckett took control and made the catch. Morris to first, Justice back in time. Jack Morris ready, checks the runner and pitches. Here's a drive down the left field line. Long run for Gladden. Across the foul line. He made the catch in fair territory. Just as he crossed the line, he caught the ball. Sid Bream is out, and so are the Braves in the top half of the 4th inning. Jack Morris strands Dave Justice at first base, and the Braves fail to advance the runner. No runs, no hits, and nobody left. At the end of 3.5, Twins 1, Braves nothing. Here's Kirby Puckett to start things for the Twins in the bottom of the 4th inning. Minnesota leading 1-0, and Kirby swings in an off-speed delivery from Charlie Leibrandt, fouls it away. No balls and 1 strike. Kirby struck out in his first at bat and is 0 for 1. Twins' 3rd inning run holding up at the moment. With 2 out, Gladden walked, stole second, and scored in a now blocked single to right. And the pitch. Up high and inside. Puckett showing bunt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pendleton playing average at third base. He's not deep for Kirby. Puckett likes to drop a bunt now and then and beat it out for a base hit. And the 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. He went after that sinker. And 1-2 the count. One ball, 2 strikes the count. Charlie Leibrandt, 35-year-old left-hander, born in Chicago, makes his home in Leawood, Kansas. Puckett swings and fouls to the right. This one will reach the seats and be out of play, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kirby, the most valuable player in the recent American League Championship Series. He was 9 for 21, hit .429. And of course, he has had a marvelous average against left-handed pitchers this year. He had .406 against left-handers. He eats them alive, as they say. Here's the 1-2 delivery. It's a fastball wide and 2 balls and 2 strikes. A very stirring and emotional moment before the game when umpire Steve Palermo threw out the first pitch. Here's the 2-2 delivery. It's high and 3-2. Many of the players coming over and talking to Steve before the game. He was down in the field in a golf cart with the commissioner of baseball, Fay Vincent. 3-2 the count. The crowd alive, and here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul, spinning off the end of Kirby's bat down the right field line. And it'll be a 3-2 count still to Kirby Puckett. Payoff pitch once again to Kirby at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Chili Davis in the on-deck circle, and here's the pitch. Kirby swings and squirts another one past Wayne Terwilliger down the first base line and out of play, and it's still 3-2. Now it looked like Kirby had a good swing at that pitch, but he certainly did not make good contact. Charlie Leibrandt ready. Into the line, and here's the payoff delivery. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a good slider, low and in. Puckett is down. He struck out for the second time. 1 away, and the Twins 4th. They lead 1-0. Strikeout number 3 for Charlie Leibrandt. And now stepping in, Chili Davis. Bounced out, pitcher to first in his first at bat. Neither team has been able to mount a rally in the early goings of game 1. Twins have had 3 threats and they've scored once. Chili takes a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Waiting to hit next, Brian Harper. Here's the line now by Leibrandt on the pitch. Chili swings and lofts a foul off to the right and out of play. It'll reach the seats and 2 strikes to count. Well, it looked like the Twins might get something started in inning number 2 with a leadoff double by Brian Harper. Shane Mack, the next batter, lined to short. Harper was caught off of second. And a double play for the Braves. Here's the 2-strike delivery. Ooh, Leibrandt just missed inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 4th, Twins leading 1-0. Game 1 of the 1991 World Series. Charlie Leibrandt to Chili Davis. And here's the 1-2 delivery. Outside with a change, and 2-2 the count. And Leibrandt almost had Chili Davis chasing that pitch. Chile's first World Series ever. He does have some championship play experience when with the San Francisco Giants. And a pitch down low. Full count again at 3-2. So Lebrad extending himself to the first two batters here in the fourth. He was 3-2 to Kirby Puckett, and he struck him out 9 pitches, and now he's 3-2 to Chili Davis. Three balls, 2 strikes. Brian Harper waiting to hit next. Here's the line by Lebrad and the pitch. Line drive caught by Pendleton at third. Ooh, that ball was hit hard. But right to the glove of Terry Pendleton at third base. A Gold Glover at third. He stabs it for out number 2. Now Brian Harper, who doubled to the right field corner. The only extra base hit of 5 that have been recorded so far in the game. Knobloch has 2 singles. The hits for the Braves, an Olsen single and a Gant single. Pitches low to Harper, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0, Minnesota leading. Here's Lebrad now as he's ready in a 1-0 delivery to Brian Harper, and the pitch. It's a strike and 1-1. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Outside and 2-1. Harper's 2-bagger in the second inning, a leadoff double. Then he got caught off of second base on that line drive off the bat of Shane Mack to shortstop Rafael Belliard. Low and 3-1 the count. So Lebrad has been 3 balls to each batter that he's faced here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. And Lebrad up over 60 pitches and not as yet out of the fourth. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Harper swings and lines a hit to right. 1 hop to Justice, and he quickly relays it in to second baseman Treadway. Brian Harper 2 for 2. Twins have their 4th hit. And here's Shane Mack, who drilled a line drive to shortstop Rafael Belliard back in the second inning, and it ended up being a double play line out.
Charlie Lebrad did not have a 3-ball count the first 2 innings. Now he's gone 3-ball counts on 5 of the last 7 batters he's faced.
Here's Lebrad pitching to Shane Mack. From the set, the pitch. It's a strike and no balls and 1 strike. Lebrad working to Mack. With the runner at first, Harper is certainly not a threat to steal, and Lebrad with a soft toss over to first to get Harper back to the bag. During the regular season, Lebrad pitched 229 2/3 innings, and he walked only 56. He is a very good control pitcher. Here is the 0-1 delivery, and again to throw to first, and Harper is back. Lebrad reminds you a lot of a former left-hander who had a couple of great World Series. Tommy John, who was with the Yankees and also with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Swing and a miss and a fastball. 2 strikes to count to Shane Mack. Jimmy Key, who pitched Game 3 of the American League Championship Series for the Blue Jays against the Twins. He is a Charlie Lebrad protege. As is Greg Hibbard, the left-hander for the Chicago White Sox. They all pitch alike. Everything they try to get mostly outside to the right-handed hitters. Here's a ball low and 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lebrad certainly not overpowering, but he can get you out. So far, the Twins have been able to only strike for 1. They lead 1-0 as they bat here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. 2-way, 1 on, and here's the pitch. Mack swings, and it's a fly to right. It's deep. Near the warning track is Justice. He's right there to make the catch. Shane Mack is out, and so are the Twins. They leave one, and now at the end of 4, it's Minnesota 1 and Atlanta nothing. So let's go to the top of the 5th with the Twins leading 1-0, and here's Herb.
And a strike to Brian Hunter, who takes inside a ball from Jack Morris. 1-1. Hunter out on a 1-3 putout in the second inning. The Twins are run on 4 hits and no errors. The Braves no runs, 2 hits and no errors. Bottom third of the Atlanta order this inning: Hunter, Olson, and Belliard. Here's the windup by Jack Morris. The pitch, a low breaking ball hit high in the air to left field, medium deep. Gladden is under it. Dan Gladden makes the catch, 1 away. Dan Gladden with another put out in left field. He's had 5 so far in the game. And it brings up Greg Olson, who led off the third inning with a single up the middle. He got as far as third base, but was stranded there. Jeff Treadway struck out to retire the side that inning. And Morris delivers to Olson. Inside fastball, ball 1. Olson, who caught every game starting September the 1st, 32 games in a row until the last game of the season when they gave him the day off. And the pitch is outside of ball. So it's 2-0 to Olson. Olson appeared in 133 games for the Braves. And the pitch low and outside, and that rolls to the backstop. Got completely away from Jack Morris, and he falls behind Greg Olson. 3-0. Morris walked Justice last inning with 1 away, but Justice did not advance beyond first. Greg Olson, a .241 hitter during the year. 6 home runs. And the 3-0 delivery is too high, and he walks Olson on 4 pitches. So for the second inning in a row, Morris gives up a 1-out walk. It brings up the number 9 man. Shortstop Rafael Belliard, number 2, had a sacrifice bunt to Morris unassisted in the third inning when he bunted the ball down the first baseline. Morris fielded the ball and tagged Belliard out as Olson went to second. Rafael Belliard, who has given him excellent play at shortstop. Right-handed batter takes a strike. 0-1. Belliard, who had come up with Pittsburgh back in 1982. Braves signed him as a free agent last December. Hrbek holding at first base with Olson, and Morris delivers. Swing and a foul back. Strike 2 the count. Rafael Belliard, native of Puerto Rico. He's just 5'6". Doesn't give you much of a strike zone. He swings. It's a bouncing ball out near second base. Gagne steps on second, throws to first, and a double play. Gagne to Hrbek. 6-3 double play. Nothing across for Atlanta. 4.5 innings. The Twins won. The Braves nothing.
Twins leading 1-0. They bat in the bottom half of the fifth. Kent Hrbek against Charlie Liebrandt. Once again, here's Herb.
John, the slider low and outside. Ball one. Hrbek out on the check swing. Second to first put out in the second inning. Leos on deck and then Gagne due up. Hrbek hitting 7th against the left-hander. And the pitch by Liebrandt is a slider outside. Ball 2, 2-0. Liebrandt has given up 4 hits, walked 1, struck out 3. Now the tall, wiry left-hander delivers. Fastball swung on, lined into right center field for a hit. Justice can't get it, rolls all the way to the curtain. Hrbek on his way to second, and he goes in standing with a double. Hrbek getting a fastball just over the knees, down the middle, hit it hard in the gap to right center for a 2-base hit. And it brings up Scott Leos. Went to a 3-2 count, fouled off some pitches, and then grounded out to the first baseman, Bream, unassisted in the third inning. And the Twins have their 5th hit off Charlie Liebrandt. Their second double. Harper and the other one, and the pitch is a slider strike in the inside corner to Leos, 0-1. Right-hander Jim Clancy begins to heat up in the bullpen. Jim Clancy warming up for Atlanta. Liebrandt checking his side with Olson. Hrbek leading at second. Nobody out. Twins ahead 1-0 in the 5th inning. Liebrandt's pitch and around a bunt, and the pitch is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Twins have had runners on every inning off Liebrandt. And the 35-year-old left-hander has the sign. Here's the set as he checks Hrbek. 1-1 to Leos. Swing at a high bouncing ball over first, foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Charlie Liebrandt, he's the type of pitcher who does permit his share of base runners, but he has the ability a lot of times to get out of jams. Game he pitched against Pittsburgh in the National League Championship Series. He only got 1 hit off him with men in scoring position in that game. There's the pitch. Leos a line drive to left center field. That's going to fall in for a hit. Hrbek rounding third base. Brian Hunter will throw it in. He'll stop at third. Runners at the corners. On a single to left by Leos. And at first and third, nobody out. Greg Gagne coming up. Greg Gagne struck out in the third inning. Liebrandt's pitch is swung on and miss. 1 strike. And the ball gets away from Liebrandt, but it's picked up by Treadway. The second baseman asks for time now. And the second base umpire, Drew Coble, will have a look at the baseball. Olson going out to talk to Liebrandt. Twins are leading 1-0. Last half of the 5th inning. They have Hrbek on third and Leos on first. Nobody out. Twins have 6 hits in the game, 3 by their rookies, 2 by Knobloch and 1 by Leos. Now 1 strike count to Greg Gagne, who swung out on a fastball, a high fastball in the third inning from Charlie Liebrandt. Now the left-hander sets. Bream holding at first base with Leos. The pitch. Gagne hits a fly ball to deep left field. Way back. Way back. It is a home run for Greg Gagne. Greg Gagne, a home run, 4-0 Twins. Well, Charlie Leibrandt threw one fastball too many to Greg Gagne. He had struck him out on a fastball first time, and this time Gags puts it in the left field seats. Scoring Hrbek and Leas. The Twins lead 4-0. This is all for Leibrandt. And veteran right-hander Jim Clancy, number 18, will come on. They measured Gagne's homer at 380 feet, and the Twins have a 4-0 lead. Jim Clancy, the new Braves pitcher, a right-hander.
Well, there's no calming this crowd down. Are they excited? And Greg Gagne, the number 9 hitter in the order, poking one over the left field fence. Not a booming home run by any means, 380 feet, but enough on it to get it out of the park. And Gagne's homer has put the Twins ahead. And Jim Clancy now faces Dan Gladden.
And a strike on the outside corner. Gladden fouled the first in the first inning, walked in the third, and scored on Knobloch's single after he stole second base. Here's a windup by the right-hander Clancy, and the pitch swung on a line drive, and it skips out to the second baseman Treadway, fumbles the ball, picks it up, throws too late. It's an error on Treadway, the second baseman. An error on Treadway, who got handcuffed by that skimmer off the bat of Dan Gladden. Never could find the handle. Finally did, and made a high wide throw too late anyway to get Gladden. So it's an error all the way on Jeff Treadway, the second baseman. And it'll bring up Knobloch, who singled to center in the first inning, singled to right in the third to drive in the first Twins run. And Clancy to the set. Right-hander delivers. Sinker low. Ball one. Jim Clancy, who had spent most of his career with the Toronto Blue Jays, pitched for Bobby Cox, and Cox was a manager there, and the Braves acquired him this year from the Houston Astros. Gladden getting his lead at first base. Clancy to the set. Goes over there, and Gladden gets back. Clancy was 3-2 with Atlanta, although he had a high earned run average, 5.71. Oddly enough, at Houston, he did not win a game. He lost 3. But he had an earned run average of 2.78, about half of what it was with Atlanta. He was strictly as a reliever this year. Throws a slider low. Ball 2. 4-0. The Twins leading here in the bottom of the 5th inning. A run-scoring single by Knobloch in the third, and the 3-run homer here by Gagne after a double by Hrbek and a single by Leas. Leibrandt pitching 4 innings, and the 3 men here in the 5th gave up 4 runs, 7 hits, walked 1, struck out 3. Here is the set. And the pitch. A breaking ball low and outside. 3-0. With the Astros and the Braves this year, In 90 innings, Clancy walked 34, struck out 50. So he did not have a good strikeout to walk ratio. The veteran right-hander delivers, and it's a strike. 3-1. No one out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning with Gladden aboard, Bream holding with him. Here is the set by Jim Clancy. A look to first, the pitch. And it is low. Knobloch walks. Runners on first and second. Nobody out on Puckett coming up. Knobloch on for the 3rd time. Olson goes out to have a talk with Clancy. Pendleton comes over from third base. Kirby Puckett struck out on 2 low pitches from Charlie Lee Brandt in the 1st inning and again in the 4th. Gladden on second, Knobloch on first, and nobody out. 5 batters have gotten on this inning. Clancy looking to Olson, gets the sign. Infield double play depth, outfield straight up, maybe a shade to the right on Kirby, and Clancy's pitch. Swung on, well hit ball to center field, but back goes to center field again. Makes the catch in deep center. Tagging up now is Gladden. He'll go to third. Knobloch will hold it first. 1 away. Runners at the corners. 1 out on Chili Davis coming up. Will be batting left-handed now. Against Lee Brandt, he was out pitch of the first in the 1st inning. Lined to third in the 4th. Four nothing. Twins leading in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tomorrow night, it's lefty Tom Glavine, a 20-game winner during the regular season for the Braves, and Kevin Tapani, who won 16 for the Twins. Playing for the double play here. Bream holding at first base. Pitch to Chili. Strike on the outside corner with a fastball. 0-1. Twins now with 7 hits, and the Braves have only 2. There is the set and the pitch. Slider is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. One to 1. Here's the set. And the pitch. Swing and a miss with a fastball. 1-2 to Chili Davis as Brian Harper waits on deck. Gladden on third. Knobloch on first and 1 out. Atlanta playing the infield a bit to the right. Jim Clancy in relief of starter Charlie Lee Brandt. Gets the sign from Greg Olson. Still looking down. Now Chili steps out. Jim Clancy appeared in 24 games with Atlanta during the season. He had been in 30 with Houston. All of his appearances out of the bullpen this year. And of course, he was a starter earlier in his career. Here's the pitch. Change is fouled away. Still 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Atlanta with 15 game winners. At least 15 game winners from Glavine, Avery, and Lee Brandt. 3 left-handers. The first team to have 3 left-handers with that many wins since the Giants of 1917 had 3 left-handers with at least 15 wins. And Clancy throws a low fastball to Chili for a ball. 2-2. Glavine the big winner with 20. Avery won 18. And Lee Brand 15. Right-hander John Smoltz won 14. Two the count to Chili Davis. Here's the set by Clancy. And the pitch. There goes Knobloch. The pitch is low. Olson's throw to second base is not in time. Stolen base for Knobloch. Gladden stays at third. Knobloch with his second stolen base. He had 25 in the regular season, 2 against the Blue Jays and 2 tonight against Atlanta. And now Chili Davis with a full count. First base is open with Harper on deck. They're going to play the infield up some now for Atlanta with men on second and third. They don't have the forced play in the infield anymore. Clancy delivers. They're going to walk him intentionally. It's ball 4, an intentional walk. Well, the Twins have their second walk of this inning. It'll bring up Brian Harper, who doubled to right in the second and singled to right center in the fourth. So they're loaded up here for Brian Harper. Base is loaded, 1 out. The Twins ahead of the Braves 4-0. Last of the 5th inning. Gladden on third, Knobloch on second, Davis on first. Clancy will work out of a set. He delivers. Just outside, ball 1. 1-0 to Brian Harper. Hit .311 during the regular season. And Clancy goes to the set. Right-hander delivers. Harper swings at a fastball, fouls it back. 1-1. So far, those Twins have sent 7 men to the plate, and only Kirby Puckett has been retired. He had a fly ball to fairly deep center field. There has been an error and 2 walks. Here is the set by Clancy. His pitch to Harper. He swung at a low slider, tried to check, went too far. It's a strike, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brian Harper with Mack scheduled next. Three-run homer by Greg Gagne this inning, following the leadoff double by Hrbek and a single by Leas. And Clancy steps off the rubber. One ball, 2 strikes to Brian Harper. Atlanta's infield double play position. Outfield a few steps to the left. Here's the set by Clancy. His pitch. Another low slider, and it's a ball in the dirt. 2-2. Harper laying off that pitch, which was a little bit lower than the last one he started to swing at and then went too far. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kent Hrbek is going to warm up now for Atlanta. A left-hander. Kent Hrbek. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line drive in the left field. Running over for the ball is Hunter. Makes a one-handed grab of the ball. Gladden tags up. He's coming home. Here's a throw to the plate. And he is out. A double play. A line drive. Nice catch by Hunter, the rookie, going towards the line. Threw the ball to Pendleton. Relay to Olson. And they got Gladden. 7-5-2 double play. So the Twins have to settle for 3 runs in the inning. On 3 hits, there was an error and 2 left. 5 innings, Twins 4, Atlanta nothing.
Well, Dan Gladden broke for home when the ball was hit by Brian Harper. Then he had to go back to third base and tag up. Hunter had already caught the ball and had thrown it in, and then Gladden was out. We go to the top of the sixth. Twins lead 4-0.
Lonnie Smith, a ground ball to Knobloch, and he's out at first. Smith had lined to left in the first, grounded to third in the third inning. Now he's out on a 4-3 put out. A play where Dan Gladden should have tagged up. He probably then could have beaten the throw, but as John said, he had to go back and re-tag when he saw that Hunter was catching the ball. He kind of assumed that the ball was not going to be caught. Got off third base a few steps. Jeff Treadway takes a high pitch here from Morris. Ball one. Treadway has struck out twice in the first inning on a fork ball and another low breaking ball in the third inning. Each time it's been a 2-3 put out as he swings at pitches in the dirt. Takes a strike here, 1-1. Oddly enough, Treadway's supposedly a pretty good contact hitter. He only struck out 19 times in 306 at bats during the season. Here's a line drive to center and a hit. Treadway singles to center for the third Atlanta hit. It'll bring up Terry Pendleton, the third baseman, grounded to short in the first inning and hit to the pitch of Morris in the fourth. There is the set by Morris. Pendleton batting left. Takes a fastball low, ball one. One ball and no strikes. And a pitch. Low and inside a ball. 2-0. Terry Pendleton, the first Brave to win a batting title in 17 years. The last man to do it, Ralph Garr, who won the National League batting title in 1974 as a member of the Braves. Ball two and no strikes now to Pendleton. Twins don't play him to pull. Straight away in the outfield. Here's the pitch by Morris. Fastball striked on the outside corner. 2-1. Morris has given up 2 bases on balls. He walked Justice in the fourth, Olson in the fifth, each time with a man out, and he has 2 strikeouts each against Jeff Treadway. Ball 2 and strike 1 to number 9 Terry Pendleton. The pitch, swinging a high pop up right side. Backing up a little is Knobloch, calling. Chuck Knobloch waiting. He has it, and there are 2 away. Pendleton pops to Chuck Knobloch. Now Dave Justice, who sent a long fly caught by Gladden near the wall in left center in the second, got a walk in the fourth. Morris delivers. Justice lines the ball into right center field for a hit. Treadway is going to pull up at second base. Clean single to center for Justice to put runners on first and second and bring up Ron Gant, who was their big RBI man during the season. He drove in 105 runs, hit 32 home runs. Right-handed batting Ron Gant, number 5. So Atlanta, for the first time tonight, has 2 runners on base at the same time. And their big RBI man at the plate, Ron Gant. Here's the set now by Jack Morris in the pitch. Oh, a big curve way up high. Ball 1 got away from him. 1-0. The Twins leading 4-0. First half of the 6th inning. Game number 1 of the 1991 World Series. The Braves now with Treadway on second, Justice on first, and 2 out. 1-0 to Ron Gant. And here's the pitch. Swing and a line drive in the left field. That's going to be in there for a hit. Gladden lets the ball bounce away from him. Treadway has scored, and Justice is going to be held at third. Gant is on second. It's 4-1 Twins. Gant with a solid line drive into left field. That ball bouncing off Dan Gladden as he tried to field it and caromed over towards left center field. So we'll see how they score it. I'm sure it'll be a run batted in for Gant. So they're on the board with the run and have runners on second and third here, and Sid Bream coming up. It will be a single for Ron Gant, a run batted in. Charged Gladden with an error for letting the ball get away from him, allowing Justice to take an extra base as well as Gant. Sid Bream twice his fly to Gladden. Bream, a left-handed batter, swings and fouls off the first pitch, 1 strike.
Gladden kind of got himself in the old proverbial rock and a hard place situation, and he was halfway between catching the ball and playing it on a big hop. And as he played it on the short hop, it got away from him. He's charged with the first Twins error and the second of this game.
4-1 Twins. Runners on second and third, 2 out. The pitch to Bream. High and outside, a ball, 1-1. Jack Morris walking around behind the pitching mound now with Dave Justice on third and Ron Gant on second. Braves coming up with 3 hits this inning after getting only 2 the first 5. Here's the windup by Morris and the pitch. It is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. In the game that Jack pitched here against Toronto in the first game of the ALCS, he allowed only 1 run through 5 innings and then left in the 6th after giving up 5 consecutive hits to the Blue Jays. He was battling a virus infection, an upper respiratory infection at that time. Now 2-1 to left-handed batting Sid Bream. The Twins play him maybe a shade to the right, but not much. Morris okays the sign from Harper. There's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a foul to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ball 2, strike 2. 2 on and 2 out. And a run in here in the top of the 6th inning for the Atlanta Braves on 3 hits by Treadway, Justice, and Gant. Jack Morris ready to go. Has the sign from Harper. He takes the full windup with men on second and third. A time is called by the plate umpire Denkinger. Don Denkinger from Waterloo in the Cedar Rapids, Iowa area. Morris delivers. Bream takes strike 3. A fastball in the inside corner. Got him looking to retire the side. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 left. 5.5 innings. The Twins 4, the Braves 1. Foul ball in the first base seats to the first on the first pitch to Shane Mack, who lined into a short to second double play in the second after Harper had led off with a double. Shane fly to right in the 4th. That was the first outfield putout they'd had when he fly ball to Justice in the 4th inning. Takes Clancy's next pitch low. A ball and a strike to Shane Mack. He'll be followed by Kent Hrbek and then Scott Leas. Last of inning number 6. Twins 4, the Braves 1. Jim Clancy winds and delivers. A slider bounced to the right side. 2 hops to Treadway. Throws it to Bream for the out. So Mack bounces to second. And Kent Hrbek, who has grounded to second and doubled to right center. He started the rally in the 5th inning with a 2-bagger on a 2-0 fastball from Charlie Leibrandt. And the Twins went on to get the 3 runs, capped off by that homer by Greg Gagne. Clancy, the right-hander, winds and delivers. The fastball popped up high off third base. Let's see if there's room for Pendleton. Well, he was trying to reach back in the seats there. Didn't get it. So Hrbek stays alive. 1 strike. Some auxiliary seats down the third base and the first base line, and Pendleton tried to reach over in there. Didn't quite come up with that ball.
Very close to hitting Steve Palermo, is sitting down in the box, and that's right where Bobby Brown and also Commissioner Fay Vincent. A young woman was hit right on the top of the head. I believe she's all right, though. She's kind of rubbing her head. I'm sure it hurt, but it does appear that she's okay.
And a ball to Hrbek. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch by Clancy. There's a slider inside. Ball 2 and strike 1. 1 gone, nobody on here in the last half of the 6th inning. Twins out hitting the Braves 7-5. Each team has been charged with 1 error. And the windup by Clancy is pitched to Hrbek. Low fastball, 3-1. Jim Clancy was signed as a free agent a few years ago by Houston. And Hrbek sends one high and deep here. There it goes. Home run for Hrbek. Twins lead 5-1. Clancy behind on the count, 3-1. Coming in with a fastball, and Hrbek hit it way over the canvas in right field.
Hrbek on a 3-1 pitch. Home run measured at 440 feet. 440 feet.
Just over the railing upstairs, a 440-foot homer for Kent Hrbek. 440 feet. And the Twins have a 4-run lead.
That's his second career homer in the World Series. Second World Series homer.
Herbie, who hit a home run against the Cardinals in the '87 World Series. And Pagliarulo now will bat for Elias, who had grounded to third and single to left.
For 13, Mike Pagliarulo pinch hitting for Elias. Pagliarulo pinch hitting.
So Scott Elias leaves the game 1-for-2. Pagliarulo, .279 hitter during the season. 6 home runs, 36 RBIs, takes the first pitch low, ball 1. So it is 5-1 Twins here in the last of the 6. And the pitch by Clancy. Swing a little tap to short, 2 hops to Belliard. Goes at the first for the out. 2 away. Pagliarulo batting for Elias, bounces to short. It'll bring up Gagne, who struck out in the 3rd, and then hit a 1-strike pitch into the left field seats with 2 on in the 5th. Two out, nobody on, and a 5-1 lead for the Twins here in the last half of the 6th inning. Greg Gagne, who had hit a home run against the Cardinals in 1987, has his 2nd World Series home run like Hrbek, and takes the first pitch low and outside, ball 1. Now the windup and Clancy's pitch. Slider hit foul out of play down the right field line. 1 ball and 1 strike. Twins have had 8 hits. The homers by Gagne and Hrbek. 2 baggers by Brian Harper and Hrbek. 1 ball and 1 strike to Gagne, and Clancy's pitch. Sinker swung on, hit on the ground, a short. Belliard to his left, up with it. The shortstop's throw is good for the out. Short, the first to retire. Gagne. The Twins score on the homer by Hrbek. 6 innings. The Twins 5 and the Braves 1. Twins have 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Atlanta a run on 5 hits, 1 error. Pagliarulo stays in the game at third base. And Jack Morris all set to pitch to the Braves here in the top of the 7th. And as the play resumes, let's get over to John.
Right-handed hitting Brian Hunter will lead off against Jack Morris. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He's bounced out pitcher to first and out on a fly ball to left. And the pitch, it's high, 1 ball and no strikes. Morris has gone all the way through 6 innings, unofficially 78 pitches. Twins do not have any activity in their bullpen as yet. Hunter swings and hits a foul behind home plate. And a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Changeup is low. Boy, Hunter did a couple of stutter steps on that pitch, but held off swinging at it. Mark Wohlers, a right-hander, warming in the pen for the Braves. Here's a pitch, and Hunter swings. Hits one on the left side. Deep at short, Gagne. Long throw, and he got him. Good play by Greg Gagne. Mike Pagliarulo now playing at third base. He tried to cut the ball off, but he couldn't get to it. And Gagne made the play, a deep short, and made a nice throw to Hrbek at first, and Hunter is out. 1 away, and here's Greg Olson. Morris facing the bottom third of the Braves order in the top half of the 7th inning. And a check swing, foul. Past Jimmy Williams at the third base coaching box. And it'll be a count of no balls and 1 strike. Olson, who played with the Twins in 1989, he appeared in only 3 games and went 1 for 2. Originally signed by the New York Mets. Changeup is high, and 1 ball and 1 strike. Greg was signed as a 6-year free agent by the Twins. After 1 season with the Twins, mostly at Portland, he then signed with Atlanta. Pitches down low, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Oddly enough, Olson, who has now become the regular catcher for the Atlanta Braves, struggled to get to that spot. Here's a pitch high, and it's 3-1. Had it not been for a couple of injuries to catchers Mike Heath and Ernie Witt, Olson may never have gained the number 1 spot. But once he got it, he's pretty much held it. Here's the line, and a 3-1 delivery. A strike, a fastball is in, and 3-2 the count. Twins are leading 5-1. 3-run homer by Greg Gagne, a solo homer by Kent Hrbek, and an RBI single by Chuck Knobloch, accounting for the Twins' 5 runs. 3-2 pitch, popped up in the infield. Left side for Pagliarulo. At the moment in fair territory. He's got it. And there's 2 away in the Braves' top half of the 7th inning. Going to get a pinch hitter now for Rafael Belliard. It'll be Jeff Blauser, a right-handed hitting infielder. Blauser hit .259 during the regular season. He had 11 home runs and 54 RBIs. He'll stay in the game and play at shortstop. So Jeff Blauser is the pinch hitter, and he's batting for Rafael Belliard, who leaves the game 0 for 1. Sacrifice, and he hit into a double play. Blauser takes a pitch low and away, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Twins lead 5-1, game 1 of the 1991 World Series. Here's the line and the 1-0 delivery. Swing and a fly ball to shallow left. Dan Gladden coming in. He's there, got it, and a 1-2-3 inning for Jack Morris, his first since the first inning. Wohlers is a big, tall right-hander. He's got an outstanding fastball. He's 6'4", 207 pounds, from Holyoke, Massachusetts.
One home run.
He made his first appearance in the big leagues this summer. He was 3-1 in 17 games of the Braves. And the first pitch is a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Dan Gladden, who is 0 for 2 tonight. He scored a run. He scored the game's first run when he came out on Knobloch's single in the 3rd inning. Takes ball 2 outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Wohlers appeared in 3 games for the Braves in the National League Championship Series. And he did not have a decision. He's high with a fastball, and he's 3-0 to Dan Gladden. Started the season with Greenville in 28 games. In 31 and a third innings pitched, he gave up only 9 hits and struck out 44. He then was promoted to Richmond and then promoted to Atlanta. Outside a ball, and he walks Gladden on 4 pitches. So a good start for the Twins in the 7th, leading 5-1. They have a leadoff walk, and Dan Gladden is on at first. The 4th walk given up by Braves pitchers tonight. Wohlers is just 21 years of age. After that very impressive stint at Greenville, he then went to Richmond, and he was almost as impressive there in 23 games. He compiled a 1.03 earned run average with 11 saves and 1 victory, no defeats. Chuck Knobloch takes a strike, no balls and 1 strike. Knobloch, who had a hit in the 1st inning, an RBI single in the 3rd, and a walk in the 5th. He has a perfect evening going at 2 for 2. Throw to first, and back in time is Gladden. Knobloch and Leas, rookie starters for the Twins tonight. First time that there have been 2 rookie starters in a World Series lineup since 1987. When Joe McGrain was a starting pitcher, and Jim Lindemann started at first base for the St. Louis Cardinals in the '87 series in Game 7 here. There goes Gladden. The pitch is a ball outside. Throw to second. Gladden is out. First time the Twins have been caught stealing tonight. They have been successful 3 times. Gladden once and Knobloch twice, and this time Gladden doesn't make it. Caught stealing, 2-6 for the first out. Knobloch batting now with 2 stolen bases. When he had his first stolen base in the 1st inning, it was the first stolen base for a rookie. Here's a ground ball off the foot of Wohlers, played by shortstop Blauser, but the throw not in time. Knobloch is going to reach, and I'm pretty sure they'll give him a base hit. Talking about Knobloch's first inning stolen base, the first by a rookie since Willie McGee of the Cardinals in Game 4 in 1982, St. Louis versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Well, we don't have a ruling as yet on the Knobloch. Well, there it is. It's a base hit. So Chuck Knobloch is a perfect 3 for 3 in tonight's game. The Twins have their 9th hit. And they have a runner at first. 1 out, and here's Kirby Puckett, who is hitless tonight. 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a fly out to center field. And the pitch. Curve for a strike, no balls and 1 strike. Five to 1, Minnesota leading. Game 1 of the World Series. Now Puckett asking that Wohlers move the rosin bag, which was right behind the Wohlers and behind the rubber. And Wohlers obliging. And we're ready to go. The look to first for Knobloch and the pitch. Puckett swings and fouls back to the netting in a 2-strike count. 5-1 Minnesota. Twins batting in the bottom of the 7th. Jack Morris has gone all the way for Minnesota. And Wohlers is now the 3rd Atlanta pitcher to work. Liebrad started. Clancy came on. He appeared in the 5th inning after Liebrad had given up 3 straight hits. A double to the left-handed hitting Hrbek. A single to Leus, and the home run to Greg Gagne. Here's a pitch to Kirby that's fouled away. Off to the right and out of play. And the count remains at 2 strikes. 1 away, 1 on. Twins batting in the bottom of the 7th, and they lead 5-1. Knobloch drove in a run in the 1st. In the 3rd inning, scoring Gladden from second base. Pitch to Kirby. Check swing. He did not go, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Twins rallied for 3 runs in the 5th and a 3-run homer by Greg Gagne. Solo homer by Hrbek in the 6th for the 5th run and a 5-1 lead. Atlanta scored in the 6th on a single by Ron Gant. 1 ball, 2 strikes and a pitch. Puckett swings. It's a 2-hopper to second. Here's a play from Treadway to Blauser to get Knobloch at second base. No return throw. And they're 2 down. Fielder's choice, 4-6. Two away in the Twins' 7th, and the batter's Chili Davis. Chili's bat silent tonight. He's bounced out pitcher to first, lined to 3rd, and drew an intentional walk in the 5th inning. Big swing and a miss by Chili. Strike 1. Just recently, Wohlers was named Baseball America's Rookie of the Year in the minor leagues. And he did have quite a season. 51 games. He had 32 saves. Swing and a foul and a fastball, and it's 2 strikes to count. Mark Wohlers ready to face Chili Davis at 0 balls and 2 strikes. The outfield playing the left-handed hitting Davis pretty much straight away, and the pitch. It's high. 1-2 the count. Center fielder Gant is shaded a bit toward left center. 1-2 the count to Davis. 1 runner on and 2 away. Puckett the base runner at first base. 5-1 Minnesota leading. Now the set and the 1-2 delivery. Here it is. Inside and 2 balls and 2 strikes. That Gagne home run in the 5th inning for the Twins. His 2nd World Series homer. He had a home run in Game 4 of the '87 series at St. Louis against Greg Matthews. Hrbek's World Series homer in the 6th inning. His 2nd, he had a grand slam against Ken Daly here at the Metrodome in Game 6 of the '87 series. One of 2 grand slams for the Twins in that '87 series. Dan Gladden had the other. Twins in '87 won all 4 home games and lost all 3 road games. They lead 5-1 in Game 1 as Wohlers sets, and 2-2 to Chili is low, and it's 3-2 in a full count. Well, Chilling at 3-2. Bream kind of leaning in behind Puckett. He'll be running into 3-2. There he goes, and here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball right by Chili Davis. Strikeout for Wohlers, and the Twins are out in the 7th inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left on at the end of 7 full innings. Game 1 of the World Series. Twins 5, Atlanta 1. Twins lead 5-1. Jack Morris still in there, facing the Braves in the top of the 8th. 5 runs, 9 hits for Minnesota, 1 run, 5 hits for Atlanta. We go to the 8th, and here's Herb.
All right, John, a big curveball is too high to Lonnie Smith. He lined to left in the 1st, grounded to 3rd in the 3rd, grounded to 2nd in the 6th. Right about Lonnie Smith, feet close together, up in the batter's box, takes a cut and he misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jeff Treadway on deck and Terry Pendleton to follow. They have a left-hander, Mike Stanton, warming up in the Atlanta bullpen. Mark Guthrie, the left-hander, throwing in the Twins pen. Morris delivers. Slider low outside. Ball 2 and strike 1. Morris has walked 2, struck out 3. And the pitch. Low fastball fouled away. 2-2 to Lonnie Smith. Smith, .275 hitter during the regular season. There's a lineup by Jack Morris and the 2-2 pitch. Way outside and low. Jack kind of lost his balance as he's made his 4th stride, and that pitch bounced way outside and low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jack averaging only about 13 pitches an inning through the first 7. He's kind of laughing at himself now because he almost fell down after delivering that pitch. And the pitch low and outside. He walks Lonnie Smith. That one wasn't close to the strike zone. So he gives up his 3rd walk. Harper going out to talk to him now as Jeff Treadway, the left-handed batting second baseman, comes up. He struck out his first 2 times in the 1st and 3rd, and then singled to center in the 6th. Still have the left-hander throwing. Stanton in the bullpen for the Braves. Guthrie for the Twins. And now Aguilera is going to join Guthrie out there. It's the first half of the 8th inning. The Twins leading the Braves 5-1. And Jack Morris ready to pitch to the left-handed batting Jeff Treadway. The pitch is high. Ball 1. Braves scored in the 6th inning on single by Treadway with 1 out, a 2-out hit by Justice, and a single by Ron Gant. But with runners on 2nd and 3rd, he got Sid Bream on call, strike 3 to retire the side. And the pitch to Treadway. High fastball, 2-0. So Atlanta trying to battle back here in the top of the 8th inning. They're down by 4. Lonnie Smith on at first base. Nobody out. 2-0 to the batter Treadway, and Pagliarulo over to have a word with Morris as Terry Pendleton, the number 3 batter in the order, comes up. Morris to the set. Here's the pitch. Strike. 2-1. Pagliarulo playing in fairly close at third base. Hrbek not holding with a runner, and the pitch by Morris. Missed outside. 3-1. Jack slowly walking back off the pitching mound, readjusting his cap. Runner on first, nobody out. 3-1 to Jeff Treadway. Here is the set and the pitch. Low inside. He walks Treadway, and they have 2 on and nobody out. And now the big guys in the lineup coming up. Pendleton to be followed by Justice and then Gant. And Tom Kelly coming out of the third base dugout. Switch hitting Terry Pendleton. Due up. Jack Morris has just given up his 4th walk. One more runner, and the Braves, of course, would have the tying run at the plate. Morris leaves. Pitching 7 innings. Left-hander Mark Guthrie will get the call here to pitch to the switch hitting Terry Pendleton. On a big hand, Morris waves his cap to the crowd in appreciation. Number 53, Mark Guthrie, gets the calls.
Well, Mark Guthrie, left-hander out of the bullpen. He pitched very well in the American League Championship Series. He appeared in 2 games. He won 1 on 1 out, which was the Twins' win on Friday when they beat the Toronto Blue Jays by a final score of 3-2. Pallirulo homered in that one. The other game that he pitched in was the Wednesday afternoon game here. He pitched 2 1/3 innings, faced 7 batters, and retired all 7.
There's a fastball strike on the outside corner to Pendleton, who has grounded to short, hit to the pitcher, popped to second. One strike to Pendleton with Dave Justice on deck. Lonnie Smith leading at second. Jeff Treadway at first. Nobody out. Twins leading 5-1 in the 8th. Mark Guthrie from the set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a drive hit on the ground. Backhanded by Knobloch. Clips to Gagne for 1 to first base. Double play. Nice backhanded pickup by Knobloch. Flipped the ball to Gagne. He turned it over to Hrbek for the 4-6-3 double play. Lonnie Smith to third now, but there are 2 out. Big double play by the Twins. So it's left-hander against left-hander now as Guthrie pitching to Dave Justice, who has fly deep to left, walked and singled to center. And Guthrie from the set delivers. Fastball is low, ball 1. Here's the set by Guthrie. The pitch low and outside. 2-0. Lonnie Smith, the runner at third now with 2 out. There is the set by Guthrie with the runner at third. The 2-0 delivery. Justice takes a strike. 2-1. Twins scored in the 3rd inning. Knobloch single knocked it in. Gagne had a 3-run homer in the 5th, and Hrbek a solo in the 6th. Gant single knocked in the Braves run in the 6th. Guthrie's pitch here is a sidearm fastball low and outside, and he gets behind 3-1. If Justice should get on here, I imagine we would see Aguilera, because the right-handed batting Ron Gant would be the batter for Atlanta. There's Guthrie now to the set. And the pitch. It's high and inside on a walk to Justice. A 3rd walk this inning for Atlanta. Their 5th of the game. Runners at first and third. And Ron Gant coming up. He has singled, fly deep to center, and single to left. Here comes Tom Kelly out, so apparently he will go to the pen for Aguilera. But Mark Guthrie getting Pendleton hit the double play ball, the National League batting champion, hitting into the 4-6-3 double play. What a big double play that was. Tom Kelly out there with Brian Harper and Guthrie. Hrbek joins in. Aggie will get the call. Guthrie pitches 2/3 of an inning. And number 38, Rick Aguilera, who had 42 saves during the regular season.
Rick Aguilera pitched in 3 of the Twins' 4 wins in the ALCS and saved 3. He pitched game 1, game 3, and game 5. Pitching a total of 3 1/3 innings. He gave up only 1 hit. Aguilar in the 3 games. He allowed only 1 hit. He was 1 for 11, and the opponent's batting average against Rick Aguilar in the ALCS was .090. Mark Guthrie now in 3 playoff games, including this World Series game here, is now not allowed to hit. And the 11 batters that he's faced, he's walked 1, and the other 10 have been retired. Actually, he's faced 10 batters, walking 1, and the 9 batters that he has retired, he has gotten 10 outs. Rick Aguilar, who had 42 saves during the regular season. And this is a save situation for Aguilar, even though the Twins do have a 4-run lead at 5-1. The tying run is in the on-deck circle, and Sid Bream. And that would qualify Rick Aguilar for a save.
First pitch to Gant is a slider strike on the outside corner. 0-1. He started the swing, did not. It was called on him. Ron Gant, who bounced one past Knobloch in the 2nd inning for a hit, flied to deep center in the 4th, and then lined a single to left in the 6th to drive in the run. Right-hander against right-hander. Lonnie Smith leading at 3rd now. Dave Justice at 1st with 2 out. Here's the set by Aggie, and the pitch. Fastball over. Strike 2. Started him with a slider on the outside, then threw the fastball that Gant took, and it's 0-2. Aguilar, who had 3 saves against the Blue Jays in the ALCS, allowed only 1 hit in 3 1/3 innings. And it's a half swing. They appeal, no swing. It was an outside fastball, and they said Gant checked up in time. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But he came close. One and 2 the count. The Twins leading 5-1. 8th inning. The runners lead at 3rd and at 1st. Aguilar out of the set. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low a ball. 2-2. Ball 2, strike 2. 2 on and 2 out. Here is the set and the pitch. Fastball swung on, line to left field for a hit. It will score Lonnie Smith. Justice goes to 2nd, and it's 5-2 Twins. Ron Gant with his 3rd hit. He has knocked in both Atlanta runs. Lonnie Smith scoring from 3rd. Justice pulling up at 2nd. And they have the tying run up now. Sid Bream, the left-handed batting first baseman. He flied to left in the 2nd, again in the 4th. And in the 6th inning, with men on 2nd and 3rd and 2 out, he was called out on strikes. Mars threw a fastball on the inside corner. Well, the 3rd out there, and to leave 2 men stranded at 2nd and 3rd in the 6th inning. Runners on 1st and 2nd now. Here's the set by Aguilera. The pitch to Bream. Swung on, a fly ball to center field. Kirby Puckett is under it. Waiting. He taps the glove. Has it, and the side is out. Bream flies to center. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 left. 7.5. The Twins 5, Atlanta 2. First pitch low and outside. Harper the double to right in the 2nd, a single to right center in the 4th. Hit a line drive that Hunter, the left fielder, caught in the 5th inning. And they double up Gladden trying to score. It was 7-5-2. Hunter throwing it to the 3rd baseman. Pendleton relayed it to Olson. They got Gladden at the plate to complete the double play. Here's a fastball chopped to 3rd. Short hop by Pendleton. Knocks it down. Picks it up. Double pumps. Throws. Still got it. Boy, I tell you, Pendleton had about 3 chances at that one. He fumbled the ball. Then he double grabbed at it. Still able to get Brian Harper at first base, 1 away. And it'll bring up Shane Mack, who lined into a short the 2nd double play in the 2nd inning. Flied to right in the 4th. and he bounced to second in the sixth. Mike Stanton, 6'1", 190, 24-year-old left-hander from Houston, Texas. Good live arm, kicks and throws. And a fastball swung and a miss. 1 strike. Stanton with a lively fastball. Good earned run average, 2.88. Only 62 hits allowed in 78 innings during the season. Only 21 walks, 54 strikeouts. There's a breaking ball low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kent Hrbek on deck. Stanton, the fourth Braves pitcher. Lee Brandt pitched the 3 batters in the 5th. He gave up the first 4 runs. Clancy gave up a run in 2 innings. Wohlers had a scoreless inning, and now Stanton's in there, and he delivers. Fastball swung and missed. 1-2. Carl Willis getting in some throwing in the Twins bullpen right now. Here's the set by Stanton, and the pitch. Fastball struck him out. That tailing fastball looked like it tailed right out of the strike zone, but Shane couldn't lay off it, and he goes down swinging. Here's Hrbek, who bounced to second in the 2nd, double to right center in the 5th, homered in the 6th. He hit a 3-1 fastball from Jim Clancy, and he hit it the proverbial ton. 440 feet. There's the set by Stanton, and the pitch. Check swing and a foul off to the left out of play. Oh, 0-1 to Kent Hrbek. As Stanton okays the sign, here's the set and the kick and the pitch. Fastball had him swinging. Strike 2. Got a note here that the stolen base by Chuck Knobloch in the 1st inning, the first stolen base by a rookie in World Series play since Willie McGee of the Cardinals in Game 4 in 1982. The first rookie to steal a base in almost 10 years. Chuck Knobloch. Pitch here to Hrbek is inside. Curveball low and outside to Hrbek for a ball. 2-2 the count. Ball 2, strike 2 with 2 out. Here's the set. Stanton, the left-hander, kicks and throws. Breaking ball, got him looking. Strike 3, dropped the curve in there. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the 9th. The Twins 5 and the Braves 2.
Top of the 9th, and the Twins leading 5-2, and Aguilera trying to save this one for Morris and the Twins.
Brian Hunter looks at a slider, hangs inside, ball 1. Hunter is hit to the pitcher, fly to left, grounded to short. Bottom third of the Braves order in the 9th. Twins with 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. Atlanta 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. And Aguilera pumps and throws. Fastball cut on, fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jack Morris charged with 2 runs in the 7 innings he pitched. He pitched to 2 batters in the 8th, walked them. Then Guthrie pitched 2/3 of an inning. Gave up a walk, but no runs. And the pitch. Strike on the outside corner at the knees. 1-2. Brian Hunter not looking too happy about that call from Don Denkinger. Puts him in the hole. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Probably thought it was a little low. Now Aggie ready. Here's the windup and the 1-2 delivery. Slider swung on and lined to short. Caught by Gagne. Brian Hunter lines to short to start the 9th inning. It brings up Greg Olson. Single up the middle in the 3rd inning. Walk in the 5th. popped up to third in the 7th. So he's 1 for 2. Olson had an excellent National League Championship Series. He was 8 for 24 at .333 with a homer and 4 RBIs. Here's the windup by Aguilera. The pitch, low fastball, and he fouls it away. 1 strike. Jeff Blauser, the on-deck man for the Braves. Twins in the field with Harper behind the plate. Pagliulo at third, Gagne at short, Knobloch at second, Hrbek at first, Gladden, Puckett, and Mack in the outfield. They play straight away for Greg Olson. Cocks the bat high up behind his right ear. Here's the windup by Aggie. The pitch. High fastball, and it's 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Greg Aguilera, who held opponents to a batting average of just .183 during the regular season, allowed only 44 hits in 69 innings. Throws a slider strike at the knees of Greg Olson. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Aggie winds. The pitch to Olson. High fastball, half swing, and he fouls it off. Try to check his swing, but made contact with the ball. It would have been a ball, I'm sure. It was up high. And still 1-2. Greg Olson. Signed as a 6-year minor league free agent in November of 1989 by the Braves. Had been with the Twins briefly in '89. Was in 3 games. Had 2 at-bats and 1 hit. Swings, hits a ground ball to short. Gagne gobbles it up, throws it to Hrbek, and there are 2 down. 2 up, 2 down in the 9th. Twins leading 5-2, and Jeff Blauser, the Braves shortstop. He batted for Belliard in the 7th inning and flying to left. Twins 5, Atlanta 2, game 1 of the World Series. Tomorrow it's Tommy Glavine against Kevin Tapani. Rick Aguilera starts his windup. Here's the pitch to Blauser. Then he takes the ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Twins out hitting Atlanta 9-6. Each team has an error. Aggie's pitch. Strike. 1-1. Got the fastball over. And a 1-1 count to Jeff Blauser. Hit 11 home runs during the regular season. First came up with Atlanta in '87. The pitch by Aguilera. Slider swung on a high fly ball to left field towards the corner. Gladden getting to it. He's under it. Gladden waits, has it. The Twins win the first game. Fly to left to end the game. 3 up and 3 down in the 9th. So the Twins win it 5-2. Well, the totals tonight in the first game of the World Series. The Twins 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. They left 5. The Braves 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. They left 7. Jack Morris, the winning pitcher, he pitched to 2 batters in the 8th before he left. Mark Guthrie came on, and then Aguilera worked the last inning in the third to get a save. And the lost charge to lefty Charlie Leibrandt, who pitched the 3 batters in the 5th inning before he left. He gave up 4 runs, including a 3-run homer to Greg Gagne in the 5th inning. Jim Clancy pitched 2 innings, gave up a solo home run in the 6th to Kent Hrbek. Chuck Knobloch knocked in the other Twins run with a single in the 3rd inning. Ron Gant drove in both the runs for the Braves. Gant had 3 hits and 4 at-bats tonight for the Atlanta Braves. So it was Jack Morris the winner with Aguilera's save and Charlie Leibrandt the loser. The Braves also used Mark Wohlers in the 7th, the left-hander Mike Stanton in the 8th inning. The time of the game, an even 3 hours, and the paid attendance, 55,108. Game number 2 tomorrow night. It'll be Tommy Glavine, the left-hander who won 20 and lost 11 for the Braves during the season. Kevin Tapani, who was 16-9, will be on the hill for the Twins. So that's the story here in the first game of the World Series of 1991 from the Metrodome. And now, along with John Gordon, this is Herb Carneal. The final score, the Twins 5, the Braves 2, and this is the World Series.